watching the Sports Spin, presented by Uinta Basin Healthcare. Health and healing, every person, every time.
Welcome to the Sports Spin, your weekly dose of sports action, presented by Uinta Basin Healthcare. I'm John Nurden. I watch the games, I call the games, now I spin the games. Let's get into the week rewind. So Mark Winterton was at the Union Judge Memorial game. Let's take a look at what he had to say.
Well, the Union Cougars coming back from a bit of a loss last week. They had a nice bounce back tonight against the Bulldogs of Judge Memorial as they win this one 53-24 up there on the board. And we want to give of course we got a player of the game. This is sponsored by the Maze at Water Hollow Ranch. Jarom Miller having a huge game. The Cougars wanted to open up their running game, and they did with Jarom Miller. Of course, you can't give it all to Jarom Miller because the line did an awesome job. They had a sophomore stepping in to start, Colby Gurr, and they did great. They did great. Jarom finding those holes, picking up big yardage, and the rest, the Cougars get a big win tonight against Judge Memorial. They're 2-1 now in region, and they face Emory next week. So we'll see how that goes. Good luck to the Cougars.
Brett Brooks and I were at the homecoming game for Uinta against Mountain View. Let's take a quick look at what we thought of after the game and a few highlights.
Hey, so Brett, this was a great game. Fun homecoming. Utes come out on fire. They get 2 quick scores, and then the first half goes the way of Mountain View.
No, John, tonight we got fireworks in the background. There was fireworks all night. Both teams came out firing. Our player of the game, Kyle Henderson, was relentless on both sides of the ball.
Relentless and getting beat up the whole time.
And I'm pretty sure he's going to show up tomorrow night to the dance with a little bit of a limp.
He will. Sympathy dance. So then the second half, it's each team getting their turn, and the Utes come, score. Mountain View scores. The Utes score back, and Henderson with that touchdown run. Loving every second of it. And then Mountain View comes back and just gets that last score to win the game.
And their quarterback, Nada, did a great job leading his team. He had great receivers. The run, they couldn't stop Buckner there in the second half. He opened things wide open in a different direction for them. They were kind of throwing the ball there a lot. Went to Buckner, and the Utes had struggled trying to keep him contained.
Yeah, on that last play, we see Coach Peacock. He goes back to that running game, which got him there all night long. And he just needed one of those throws to go through and just do something different for him.
And ultimately, it came down to that play. It was a make-or-break play, and they missed it. But they played their hearts out tonight. Great job on both sides of both teams, both sides of the ball. Gave the fans everything they wanted here on homecoming night.
Well done. Good job, Utes. We'll see you next time.
So what a fun game that was to be part of. They scored back and forth, and Uinta just didn't quite finish that one off. Hey, looking ahead to this Friday, the 6th, we have Emory at Union. That'll be a good game. Emory shouldn't be too tough of an opponent, but I don't want to jinx that. Rich and Duchesne, always a tough match. Rich isn't quite as tough this year. And then Altamont and Layton Christian battling for that number 2 spot in region, so that'll be a really important game for Altamont. Then you have Uinta at Orem. Orem's leading the region, and Uinta's at the bottom end of region. So that'll be a tough game at Orem, but we'll see how the Utes do. And then on Thursday, October 12th, we've got that famous game, Duchesne at Altamont, where they battle each other for supremacy this year. And that'll be an important game for each of those teams as well, with the upcoming Altamont and the long-standing Duchesne Eagles. And then on Friday, October 13th, Union travels to Morgan. And that'll be a good game for Union. Should win that one. Union's tough this year. They're fun to watch, fun to be part of. Hey, we'll be right back after a few messages.
I'm Amanda Hartman. I'm the new Director of Nursing here at the Villa. Here at the Villa, it's far more than a nurse-patient relationship. You truly are like a family. We have a community here, we have neighborhoods within our community, and we create lasting relationships that mirror that of our own families.
We're kind of just one big family because we're their sole providers, and we spend a lot of time with each and every resident. Even our rehab patients are here for months at a time, so we really create a family-like environment with them also.
It's not about the miles you take when you're driving, but the milestones you see when you get to where you're going. When you graduate high school, Buy your first car. Get married. Start a family. Find your first home. And grow old together. Let each mile bring you closer to the moments that matter. L&L Motor. People you know. People who care.
Welcome back to the Sports Spin, presented by Uinta Basin Healthcare. Now it's time for the L&L Monster Replays. So for all those of you who get out and vote, and there's a fair bit now, we're followed pretty good on this. The winner, Duchesne's punt block, we called it Thank You Very Much. And here you can see he just punts it right into his gut. And off Duchesne goes. Thank you very much. Touchdown. See you on the other side. So Duchesne, get out, support your team, and vote again. See if you guys can win. They won with 66% of the vote. So it's anybody's to win this week. L&L Monster Replays, our second one, we're calling it High Steppin'. This is a Uinta rushing touchdown, and you see the quarterback. He's just all kinds of excited. It's look, quarterback keeper Henderson comes around, gets away from it, and at that point they thought they were going to win the game. So he's quite excited. We call that one. What did we call that one? Looked like we called it High Steppin', because you can see him high stepping there at the end. And then this last one, Union made a great pass, touchdown pass, and we call this one Over the Top. And you'll see he just throws it over the top. Everybody's there. Okay, see ya. Touchdown. So, and Union's famous for those. I love calling Union games because that's what you get at a Union game. Over the top. So Union, Uinta, get out and vote. We know Duchesne's voting. Let's see if we can get a new winner this week, or if we're going to stay the same and go with Duchesne. So go like VTV on Facebook and follow the Sports Spin on Twitter to vote on your favorite L&L Monster Replays. Thanks for watching the Sports Spin, presented by Uinta Basin Healthcare, Health and Healing. Every person, every time. We'll see you next week on the Spin.